Okay, folks, here's a quick review of the Air Raid Red Skull figure that was produced by Hasbro as a part of the Captain America the Winter Soldier line of action figures. This also carries the advertisement of Super Soldier gear on its packaging. Okay, the first thing that came to mind when I first saw this figure in Toys R Us is why didn't Hasbro make a figure like this available for the first Avenger toy line? Don't get me wrong, I like both variants of the Red Skull figure that were in the 3 3/4 inch First Avenger movie figure line, but I would have much rather seen a figure like this. Secondly, why is Hasbro including utterly absurd missile launching gimmicks with the Winter Soldier figures instead of including mostly real-world weapons like we saw with the First Avenger 3 3/4 inch movie figures? The launchers, they just look unattractive, and at least for me, it makes the majority of Winter Soldier 3 3/4 inch movie figures an easy pass. And that's really a shame, as some of the sculpts for the Captain America Winter Soldier 3 3/4 inch movie figures, they do look pretty good. Also of note, these figures did show up late on retail store shelves in my area, but so far they don't appear to be selling very well. So obviously the giant missile launchers, they just aren't appealing to the younger consumers either. Okay, the articulation joints on this figure, they were pretty stiff, but they eventually began to move more freely with repeated movements. Air Raid Red Skull has articulation in the head, shoulders, elbows, waist, hips, and knees. The head can turn 360 degrees, and it has slight up and down motion, and the shoulders rotate 360 degrees and move in and out. The hip articulation appears to be restricted due to the trench coat. And also, I think that the head sculpt on this Red Skull figure, it came out looking very nice. Paint apps were for the most part well done. The only problem that I found was a bit of smudging on the Hydra logo on Red Skull's belt buckle. So let me pause here, zoom in, and I'll give you a closer look as to what the Air Raid Red Skull looks like. Okay. All right, Air Raid Red Skull did come with one accessory, so let me take a break here, and I'll show you what that looks like. The figure stand that you see him standing on was not included in the package. Okay, so here is the lone accessory. It's a launching drone type of aircraft. The spring mechanism, it works pretty good. And this attaches to the figure via a small peg hole that's located on the underside of the missile launcher. So let me take a pause here again, and I'm going to show you what the underside of the launcher looks like. Okay, and here's what the launcher looks like from its other side. And here is what the missile launching gimmick looks like when it is fully assembled. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how good the spring mechanism works in this particular accessory. Which, there it goes. And as you can see, the spring mechanism, it is really strong. And it does shoot the plane for at least a distance of a couple of feet. All right, here we are once again with the missile launcher and the drone aircraft disassembled. And once again, I just have to say, this just looks utterly ridiculous. And when you place it on the figure, it looks even more ridiculous. It's just, I can't believe Hasbro did something like this. It's just stupid. Okay, what I'm going to do now is a quick 360 of Red Skull for you and let you see what he looks like from all sides. So here he is from the front. Here he is from the left-hand side. Okay, here is Red Skull from the rear. Okay, here is Red Skull from the right-hand side. And finally, here is Red Skull once again from the front. And as a treat for you, I decided I'd go on ahead and give this Red Skull figure the accessories that came with the original Red Skull figure from the First Avenger toy line. And I think you'll agree with me. Doesn't this look a lot better than something like this? I mean, really, Hasbro? Come on. I think you guys could have done a lot better than including an accessory like this with this figure. Okay, so overall, I have to say that this figure is just okay. From a sculpting standpoint, it does look pretty good. And as I said in the beginning of the review, I wish Hasbro had released a Red Skull that looked like this in the first Avenger figure line. I also feel that Hasbro should have included more believable weapons, like I just showed you a few moments ago. As the included accessory with this figure, it's pointless and it's just utterly forgettable. So therefore, I think this Red Skull figure, it should only get maybe a marginally good recommendation. I'm only going to recommend this figure to those who want a more movie-accurate Red Skull from the first Avenger movie, and just put that unnecessary drone accessory in a spare parts drawer. It's just utterly ridiculous. Anyway, on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.